What the? Oh, hello? Hello? Andrew! Hey! Sam? Your buddy? Are you okay? We fell through the ceiling. I mean, you look okay. I mean, where you been?
I've been at Anthony Grisefo's place.
Grisefo?
For months.
What were you doing there? I mean, that was like 3 episodes ago.
We've been doing the Big Show theme live every episode. Remastering, remixing. My vocals were never right.
Oh my god. What was that like? I mean, he just wanted it to be perfect every time?
Soul crushing.
Andrew,
Yes, sir.
we've been on this for weeks.
I know.
It's 3 words. The Big
I
Show.
really think I'm almost there.
Big Show. Nope. Again.
What? Yes, sir.
The Big Show. Sing, Andrew.
The Big Show!
Stop. Stop yelling and sing.
I'm really trying not to mess this up. I really want this to be good for you. Big Show.
No, that's not my tempo.
I know, but it sounds. The Big Show!
Stop!
That sounds awful. I'm so sorry.
It was awful.
Well, since you're back, maybe you want to do the intro with me. One last time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great.
It's the Big Show Season 1 finale.
That's right. 1 season in the can.
And this week's theme is Backstage Pass.
That's right.
So, first off, we sent our correspondent a deal to Commchella. He checked out the music, he interviewed some people, and learned all about the major of communication.
That's right. Then we have our in-studio interview with Stephen and Ricardo from Demfest, telling us just what it takes to put on a music festival.
And then, we old dogs got back in the field.
That's right.
And we hosted a little bit and learned from the bosses at Demarest how to be a good host.
Better hosts. And I think we also learned a little bit about ourselves, friendship, all of the above.
Yeah.
So it's a great show.
Great season. Thank you guys for watching.
Really, thank you.
And
live from Scarlet Media, it's the Big Show!
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Adil from Commchella 2023. I am here with
Mark Beal.
Professor Mark Beal has been the one running Commchella this year and every other year previously. Has the Be Calm campaign and Commchella, how did that come about?
Well, you know, we had a discussion a few years ago about really promoting the communication major, right? Making more students aware, especially students who haven't declared a major, all the things they can do with a communication major. We now have students who graduate from this program now work in social media, public relations, advertising, healthcare communications, across the board. And so it was a chance to really, again, celebrate the major and make more students aware of what the communication major is. So we created this campaign called Be Calm, and we created this incredible festival called Commchella.
Hello, guys. Monique is a student in Mark Beal's class and a part of organizing this year's Commchella. How has the class been in organizing this whole event, and how has that whole experience been?
The class in general has been so amazing because it really gives you that real world experience, you know. That was something that really drew me, and even when I registered for the class, I had no idea that we'd be putting together a whole music festival. So I learned so many skills that I'll be taking into my career, such as event organizing, but in addition, like teamwork, like working on a team in order to execute something like this. One of the biggest things we did this whole time was social media, and I learned so much about like advertising and shared media and owned media channels and everything. So those skills I'll definitely be taking into my career.
Yay! And what was your favorite part of the class or a favorite memory of it from that class?
Definitely would have to be my suggestion of raffling off headphones. We have these amazing Bluetooth headphones that have the Be Calm and the Commchella logo on them, and they're totally free. So I was just super excited to have such a big contribution in this event.
What was the creative process behind the Commchella posters, and how did that all come about?
So for the creative design, we wanted to definitely make something kind of rock and roll and like festival-ish, because we do have a great lineup of bands. So I reached out, I'm in a graphic design class, so I reached out to a girl, Elise, and she helped create a great poster. We decided to make it about like Rutgers and the bands, so we definitely added signs that had to do with like College Ave and the different campuses and just things that contributed to Commchella.
I'm here with Jake, one of the performers here at Commchella. How did you get involved with performing here at Commchella this year?
It was really cool. I really didn't know much about it. I'm a first year, so this is my first time, and I got an email from Professor Beal, and he asked if I wanted to do it, and I was thrilled. It was an immediate yes, so I'm really happy it worked out.
That's so cool. It's your first year here. I know that they said that you were going to be a communication major, communication department. Do you expect to perform in the future here again?
If they'll have me, absolutely. It's always so much fun. I love to play, and it's very convenient because I live here, so I can walk right down the street. So.
I'm with Jamin Gandhi. Jamin Gandhi is actually part of a class that's the production of Commchella and live streams Commchella. What's that class called? Who's the professor that teaches it?
The class is called Digital Media Production, and the professor is Professor Neil Bennett. He's one of the most awesome people I've ever met. This is one of the most practical classes I've ever taken because, everything I'm learning here, I'm actually applying it on the field, which is better than research papers.
Yeah. What is actually your role right now at Commchella, and what are you doing here?
So my goal at Commchella is all of these amazing bands are performing here, and so we have the opportunity to give them a bigger stage, YouTube in this case. So we're directly feeding this into YouTube, and we want to present it there, and people are seeing this, and we have a pretty good stream going on. That's the whole agenda for today.
Adam Chopper is actually part of the event planning team here for Commchella. He was also part of Mark Beal's class and helping organize this whole event. How was Mark Beal's class, and how was your experience in that?
Yeah, Mark Beal's class is unlike any other. As you can see, Commchella here, this has been a major thing that we've all been putting together, and it's been really incredible to see because it shows real-world experience more than anything. Mark Beal from day one said treat it like a real PR agency and all work collaboratively, and we've been able to make it happen, which has been really cool.
What was your favorite memory or experience from organizing this event or from the class itself?
Yeah, I think a lot of it already touches on what I just mentioned, but I would say all the emphasis on like the real world experience, but teamwork, because I'm a senior, I'm going to be graduating pretty soon, and this is the type of thing that employers are going to want to see, that you're capable of collaborating in groups and being able to do something like this.
How does it feel like coming back here as an alumni and coming back here in a career capacity and helping students?
Honestly, so most of my master's degree was during the pandemic, so it's just nice the campus is vibrant again. It's just good to see people and actually know that we have legs and we're not just chest up on a Zoom screen. So it just feels great to be back here and see that we are back.
As communicators, I think we love communicating with people. So I think just being here, being in person, attending an event like this is just it's really great for Rutgers and its students.
So how did y'all hear about the event and what did y'all expect from it?
So I remember it happening last year, and then I think I saw somewhere on social media what's happening this year, and then one of our friends is in a band that's performing soon. Love CP? Yeah. So I saw him posting about it, and I was like, okay, cool, let me check it out, because I remember there's also free stuff last year too.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I remember going last year and it was really fun, and I just like the chill vibes and all the cool bands playing, so I'm really excited.
And what do y'all take advantage of? I know there's like pizza, I know there's music, I know there's career services there at the yard. Are y'all looking at the tables, or are you just here to vibe out?
Yeah, I took a good glance at all the tables. Definitely got a lot of the free stuff. Yeah. I spent a lot of time at the Are You Thrifty table because they were having like that free take 2 things, 4 things. Yeah, and then I saw a bunch of stuff I liked, so like I actually like ran back home and like got something to donate so I could take more stuff. So that was really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly excited about the free food, but everything else is like super cool. And yeah, the thrifting stuff and like the camera thing, like all of it, I think it's just like a fun time, like end of the semester, chill with your friends type of thing. I'm sad we're graduating because we're gonna miss cool things like this.
Yeah, we were just talking about this earlier, like how days like this where everyone's just outside and it's warm, are we gonna miss about Rutgers a lot.
Okay, rate this event from a scale of 1 to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I can't even count. 10. Wait, you have 4 fingers. That's 8. Should I add the 2? That's a 10.
Hello, welcome back to The Big Show. I'm here with the organizers of Demfest. Can you guys introduce yourself?
My name is Steven. I am on Demarest Hall's Hall Government, and I am the lead organizer for Demfest.
And my name is Ricardo. I am the treasurer for Demarest Hall, and I was mostly in charge of just running a lot of the stuff that was going on in the background for Demfest, keeping track of our fundraising and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. Well, thank you for being on the show. So you guys just hosted your annual charity concert, Demfest. Can you explain a little bit more about the event and how it went this year?
Yeah, well, first of all, it went really, really well. Very proud of ourselves, especially considering there were some circumstances that were not ideal. But, we made it through. We were flexible, worked around it. Demfest is our 2nd year in a row doing it. 9 bands, 4 p.m. to midnight, basically. And we do a bunch of little, fundraising things on the side, like Ricardo mentioned, where all the proceeds go to a local charity, New Brunswick Tomorrow. They do a lot of great work in the greater New Brunswick community. So last year we estimated turnout of like 800 to 1,000 people. I'd say this year it was the same or more. So yeah, very proud.
Yeah. It was a lot of just kind of running around, but I think last year, how much did we raise just for the charity?
$1,000.
Yeah, so we reached roughly the same amount this year.
A little more.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that some things didn't go as planned. I was going to actually touch on it. Like, when did you guys start planning for the event?
The first time we started putting pen to paper was probably Halloween weekend, so late October for a mid-April event. And that, because we're trying to get so many like bands and big names and stuff, a lot of it is you got to start asking early, even just solidifying the date and getting them to block out their calendars, especially because we also had a rain date, and we want to ensure that if we go to the rain date, there's still a show to be had. So yeah, I guess 6 months in advance is pretty much the start time.
Okay, so what's the process like of planning and then putting it together at the end?
I mean, the first thing is picking the date, then bands, then there's a ton of little stuff that goes into it. Like every year we do a custom T-shirt with each of the band's logos that says like Demfest. It's a sort of a memorabilia type thing for people. But you got to start the design for that early. You got to start the program early. You got to make all the advertising stuff. Our Instagram is filled with really fantastic work from he's going to be outreach coordinator next year at Dem. His name is Aiden Salandi. He's working on still a Demfest recap post literally as we speak right now. He's fantastic. Yeah, figuring out the times of the bands, since a lot of them have, real jobs, adult jobs. Got to figure out these people have to leave because they got to get up early in the morning, but this guy only could come after 6 p.m. because he works in Philadelphia. So blah, 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 blah. And then it all kind of falls into place around February-ish.
And how well would you say the plan was executed in the end?
It was, I will say the main hiccup that Stephen alluded to but didn't quite mention was the day of, we were told by Rutgers that there was some complications with the sound equipment we were using and some regulations that we had to follow, and that delayed us about an hour and a half.
Yeah, they told us we couldn't do the show till we fixed some things,
Yeah.
which was frustrating, but we had an hour and 20-minute break worked into the show, so we cut the break and moved everything back and got it sorted out.
But those kinds of precautions are kind of like what let it keep going smoothly. Like even with that, we were again like that hour and a half break meant that we were just kind of keep going. It will obviously just like help like talking to the bands, like just running things back.
Yeah.
So how did you guys choose this year's artists for the fest?
Discussing this year's is like hard to do without talking about last year's. For last year, when we first did it, we said we wanted the 3 active alumni bands that we still knew about in the area. So, and then we offered it to any band that had played at any of our other events that year, but didn't live in the building. The rest of them were just favorite acts of ours from around New Brunswick and even Connecticut. And then we just kind of made our all-star lineup for New Brunswick basement shows, which was a treat for me because I got to pick like my favorite acts. You know, scheduling conflicts still made it so that not everyone could do it, but we were really, really happy with the lineup we got, especially because, like I said earlier, everyone was so flexible and super, super friendly on the day of, and with all the like advertising and prep going into it.
So what would you say is your favorite thing about planning Demfest?
A lot of it is just throwing out ideas that I really loved, because I remember we started thinking about different ways to fundraise, because last year again everyone was getting their footing, we didn't know exactly how we were going to organize it, and then this year we're like, okay, so we had a few things that we did just to kind of promote, but we also want to do more things at the event. And then I think conceptualizing was very fun because we had a massive list of ideas that we do for fundraising. The ones that we ended up going with was selling snow cones and then making popcorn.
So the thing I'm really proud of ended up being one of my best friends. We call him Mom. If you've been to a Dem event, you probably know him because he runs sound for everything. He does stand-up at every one of our coffee houses, and he is generally fantastic. We auctioned off a night with Mom, quote-unquote, with under the premise that he's really good at making pizza. He loves making pizza and will make you pizza. So that ended up raising us an extra $100. So I'm really proud of that. And the person who ended up buying it is someone we both know, but did not know that well, and we were like, we should get to know that guy better. And then he won the night with Mom. So
Wow. So now I ask you what your favorite thing is. What would you say is the most challenging part of planning Demfest?
Organization is interesting because we'll talk over what we need and then how we're going to do it. Me personally, I was in charge of Treasurer's booth for the night, and I had a lot of people with me. Obviously, it was at minimum, it was like a 3-person job at any given moment, and then figuring out scheduling, figuring out like how long we needed people there for, figuring out who is going to be handling what. That kind of stuff just gets very complicated very quickly. Planning is one thing, action's another thing, and then there's only so much that we can plan for before we got to be like, well, we got to do a little bit of improvising on the day of, because even if we plan right now, we don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah, feet on the ground can be one of the hardest things to plan. I have a list currently of everyone who helped, and it's 55 people long. So we are eternally grateful to everyone, all of our residents and non-residents who helped out. We had like a big, Google sheet of, we need people to help with the treasure booth, we need people to help with setup, we need people who can help like kind of chaperone the bands around and help them with whatever they need. So we had been getting people to sign up for that for weeks, and then setup on the day of Demfest started at like 9 to 10 a.m. We took a break kind of like 1:30 to 3 just because it was so hot. And then we finished cleaning up around 2:30 a.m. The heat leads me to what the other really challenging thing this year was, which was, like, obviously we keep an eye on the weather because it's an outdoor show. We had a rain date picked, and we saw like no precipitation. Great. But 90-degree temperatures, not great when you're having an 8-hour outdoor show with people dancing and stuff. So we ended up splurging on ways to keep people safe. We got 2 extra like overhead tents to provide shade. We bought 400 water bottles and tons of bags of ice, and had residents bring coolers from home and just gave out all the waters for free. We literally couldn't give them all out because we were like, just handing them out. If you're moshing, stay hydrated. We got like a fan misting station for people to cool down in.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
We just had
It was all the way across from the treasure booth.
Okay.
And then the snow cones, and we had ice pops and freezers if we ran out of snow cone stuff. So definitely like, do not want anyone passing out, getting hurt, getting dehydrated. Very big worry. So, but we with all the prep that we put into it, it paid off because everyone was safe and not too hot. So
That's nice to hear that safety was the #1 priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
especially with setup, because we have like, there's so much stuff we have to carry outside, including like our giant stage, which probably all in all weighs like I don't know, 200, 300 pounds, but we break it up into parts, but it's still physically taxing. So we did have one guy who was like, said he was feeling the heat, so we sent him to Brower, get some food, drink some cold water, stay in the AC.
The old med station.
Yeah. Brower will do you some well.
Yes. So as the organizers of the event, would you guys say that you actually get to enjoy the event, or is it hard to really get to sit back and enjoy it?
It's not that you're not enjoying it, but being very focused doesn't kind of pull you away from like being in it. It's still very much enjoyable though, like especially after the fact, reflecting on it, thinking about it, just seeing how it's going. Like the success of it is enough to just kind of make it like enjoyable on its own.
Yeah, very fulfilling. With the strike happening the week of it, the strike literally ended or was suspended as we were piling everything back into our tiny closet in the basement. Like it was perfect, like movie timing for us. Strike starts Sunday night. I spend my whole week on Demfest, and it's over as soon as Demfest is over. But with that, with how much prep we put into it, it can be extremely stressful, but also very, very fulfilling at the same time. With the thing with the sound and Rutgers permissions issue that Ricardo mentioned earlier, it was a very stressful day for like a good hour and a half there. But after that, it's a lot of like, it kind of just runs itself a little bit because every band knows like, oh, we're on at that time, cool. We're set up, we go on stage, we play a good set, and we give it over to the next band. And so many of the bands that we're playing are like either good friends of mine, or in some of them, or like cool people that I've met a couple times, and it's just a pleasure to see them. And like I said, I kind of got to pick all my favorite bands. So while I'm like running around like crazy, I also get to stop and enjoy the music. So
I think for me, it was just like, again, the payoff for me. So there was a point where I was manning everything from the back, and I think we were running for like 2 hours at that point. And it was the first time that I actually stepped away and actually got a break for a moment, just to kind of enjoy the show on its own. And then we had the snow cone machine set up. I got one of those. Really, at that point, we had like basically run out of material, and I had to go like reload. But I was eating it, and then as I stepped away, I was like, this is incredible. This is incredible just seeing it just like go, even though I stepped away for like 5 minutes. And I was very worried the entire first 2 hours. I was thinking the moment that I leave this, it's going to crash. And then I leave to go get food. I leave to go take a shower. And then I'm like, this is very nice. It's very fulfilling to just see it in progress.
Awesome.
I like, we do it in like the courtyard of our building, which is shaped kind of like an uppercase E with no little middle piece. I guess the middle piece is where the stage is.
It's like a bracket.
Yeah. But you can go up the building, and going up to the second floor lounge and like just leaning out the window and kind of looking at the whole thing in front of you was also like a really fulfilling, cool moment.
Great. Well, that's it for this episode of The Big Show. I want to thank our guests for coming on and congratulate you guys on throwing such a big fest, and good luck to throwing next year's fest.
Of course, gonna go strong. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm CJ. I'm the president of the Scarlet Production Club, and I'm here to tell you today what we're all about. The Scarlet Production Club is meant for anyone with an interest in media production of any kind. This club functions as a pre-professional program and an educational environment. This club has 3 goals. The first of which is to educate people on furthering skills that they already have and developing new ones. Our second goal is hands-on applications, and our third goal is to be able to provide connections so that students can find jobs after college. What makes our club different from other similar clubs here at Rutgers is that we are focused on providing first and foremost education for our members. This club is also supported by the faculty, which helps us leverage connections in the professional world. If this club sounds interesting at all, head over to our GroupMe to learn more.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Sam.
You might know us from our old podcast, Conversation with Creatives. Not anymore.
Not anymore. This is The Big Show.
If you haven't noticed, we have not...
Wait for it.
The Big Show. It's big, it's huge. If you noticed, no one's really asked us to host anything anymore.
No. We had one segment in season 1 of The Big Show.
Episode 1, they cut us out of the other ones.
So our boss thinks maybe we could improve our hosting skills, and that's why we're here today.
Come with us. We've been told otherwise, but
See, there's a lot to hosting you might not know.
We've been told that you'd be cool and confident. Well, we think we got that in the bag.
See, I like to think we're as cool as a bunch of freaking cucumbers. Take it away, Andrew. Let's catch up with Steven and Mom.
We'll be back in a second.
Prices.
This quarter's.
You can fit too.
Okay.
It's a big chair.
Maybe.
Here you go, dude. Both do one leg out.
One leg out.
Yeah, we can fit like that. So
That's
we're here.
That's a good look.
Thank you. We're here with Mom and Steven, hosts for tonight's event. So guys, serious question. What to you is a host?
A host is, at its very core, someone who introduces each act and conveys important information across to the audience.
Keeps the energy up, keeps the show going.
Yeah.
And what makes a good host? Who are your top 5 favorite hosts of all time?
1, 2,
3 Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien.
3 Jimmy Fallon.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker. Jimmy Fallon. Yes or
Jimmy
no?
Fallon is.
The laugh.
I would say he gets an honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Okay.
Yeah.
And who could forget about Johnny Carson?
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson.
Andrew and I were kind of hoping that maybe we could host a very small part of tonight's event.
Do an introduction.
Yeah,
do
sure.
anything. So we got the job.
I think so.
Can we pay you in pizza?
Yeah.
We'll eat it.
All right.
You got a deal?
Well, let's start the training. What's wrong, man?
No.
What's wrong?
I'm scared.
You're scared?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a crybaby. I didn't know you were a crybaby. What's wrong? 2 seasons of a beloved podcast. That means nothing to you? You're a host in your heart. You're a host.
I just don't think I can do it.
We got a lot of people counting on us. We got fans. We need this season to end right.
The season does have to end right.
You can't let them down. My grandma watches every episode.
Is that right?
She loves you.
Mima?
Mima. Do it for Mimo. Do it for the fans.
I'll do it for Mima. Let's go.
Host. So you guys think we're ready?
I think so.
That means a lot coming from you.
It really does. You two are great hosts.
You guys have put in the work.
Yeah, you trained us well. I was a little shaky there for a minute, but
You got scared.
I'm okay now.
We're on top.
That's where we belong.
Thank you, Mom.
All right.
Of course.
Happy birthday on 3.
Happy birthday on
Birthday
3.
on 3. What? Who are
Who are
you?
you?
It's my birthday.
Oh.
Okay. Makes
Happy
sense.
birthday on 3?
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday!
Let's go.
You guys got this. We will cut the cake soon. I know I was deceitful in my groupie messaging, but I've changed my mind on something. First, I'm going to introduce the people introducing the first act. First up, introducing the first act, we have Sam and Andrew from Scarlet Media. They're filming some sort of bit mockumentary thing about Demarest Coffee House. So please give them a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Sam.
We hope you're having a great coffee house with birthday theme. We hope you're all having happy birthdays. Our first act tonight is
Zoe. And just a reminder that the cake will be cut after the act. All right? Thank you.
have a great coffee house. Here's Zoe.
I found with each year there's change of narratives, and one day people growing near doesn't hurt. As much as I'd like to celebrate wholeheartedly, every year I've become everything I used to be. All parts of me. One day I'll love everything I see. So happy birthday, blow the candles, one for every wish you make. And you take a look around, you find that it came true. Oh, you wished for love and found that love surrounding you. Oh, happy birthday, everyone is singing loudly out of tune. And you couldn't care less, 'cause they're singing just for you. Maybe one day all your birthdays will outshine the blue. You're better off, leave it all behind you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
The Big Show. The Big Show. The Big Show. The Big Show. The Big Show.
The Big Show. That's it. Yes. That was perfect. That was it.
That means more to me than you'll ever know.
Yeah.